Last video, I analyzed how the rise of streaming services was phasing out the era of cable TV, as streaming services gives the people what they want, like low costs, no ads, and unlimited quality content. So now we know how they got here today, but now we're here to see the current state of streaming services and their future. Now that media companies are finally realizing streaming is the future, there have been new streaming services popping up quite often. It almost seems like every day some company makes a new streaming service. But when business is booming, so is competition. Netflix is currently the king of streaming services with its 200 million subscribers. But that doesn't mean it'll be the king forever. Streaming services are fighting bitterly to appeal to customers with competitive benefits like even lower costs and more popular content. Even with stiff competition, all of these services are bringing in millions and billions of dollars as more and more people begin to rely on streaming services and move past old technologies. Questions remain, however, as we head into this new decade. Who is the competition? What are they offering? And will anyone surpass Netflix as the most popular streaming service? Well, let's find out. Let's lay out the king of the competition. We all know the king, Netflix. 200 million subscribers, $25 billion in revenue, and the creator of countless award-winning movies and TV shows like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, Ozark, Narcos, The Crown, and so many other great films and documentaries. The quality of these original shows are fantastic to viewers, as Netflix gathered 160 Emmy nominations and 24 Oscar nominations. Netflix has the ability to pull you in to binge watch a show for hours, which makes this streaming service so compelling and also addictive. Netflix contains no ads, no censorship, downloadable content, and high-quality content in every genre. Are there really any cons to this giant of a streaming service? Unfortunately, yes, there are some drawbacks that worry customers. The most significant drawback we're seeing today is the cost. Netflix is continuously raising its prices on all of its plans, as the standard service offering HD viewing on up to 2 devices has been raised from $11 to $14 a month over the past few years. And its premium service, which offers Ultra HD streaming on up to 4 devices, has raised its price from $14 to $18 a month in the past few years. The cost has caused quite a problem for both Netflix and the viewers. To save money, people have been receiving account passwords from customers, which essentially takes potential money away from Netflix. Some data research shows up to 33% of Netflix users share passwords with other people. To Netflix, this is a multi-million-dollar problem, and they are soon to crack down on people sharing passwords. This enforcement from Netflix might also have them lose even more money, as people just might not want or can't afford to pay their monthly subscription fee. The beauty of this war for streaming dominance is that there are so many options to choose from. If someone wants to leave Netflix, they can always go to Hulu, HBO Max, Showtime Now, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Peacock, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, Discovery Plus, ESPN Plus, DirecTV Now, Sling TV, Fubo, and Apple TV Plus. These are astonishingly only a few to choose from. But what do all these services offer that Netflix doesn't? They all are similar with popular content, relatively low costs, and no ads. That's the problem these companies have to figure out to gain leverage. Say you were leaving Netflix and could only choose one of these services to go to. How do you choose? First thing to think about is what type of content do you enjoy? Are you a big superhero and Star Wars fan? Then Disney Plus is the way for you. Are you looking for shows you would normally see on network TV? then Hulu, Peacock, or Paramount Plus is best. Or are you just looking for an alternative to cable? Then maybe something like YouTube TV will help you. The abundance of streaming services really helps people figure out which streaming services they will pay for, as the ones they connect to more will be the one they will pick. Second thing to consider is the cost. Almost every one of these services are cheaper than Netflix, except for the ones with live TV packages, so this may not be as big of a problem. If you're looking for something quite similar to Netflix, but cheaper, you would probably want HBO Max, Hulu, or Prime Video. There are several other factors that could go into this decision, like whether you like certain shows, a more selection of movies, the accessibility to other devices, different plans, and bundles. The main point here is that it really depends on what you prefer to watch on movies and TV. Most people end up having multiple streaming services, as there are so many good things to watch on all of these different services. But will more people flock to other services more than the other? And could one take away the mighty crown of Netflix? There is a chance a couple of these streaming services could take the throne someday. Netflix has had the largest amount of subscribers and engagement in 2020, but who's next on the list? Coming in second and third in the current streaming war is Disney Plus and HBO Max. I believe either of these companies could someday be the king of streaming, but what will they have to do and what are they doing now to pull in all these viewers? Let's start with Disney Plus. Disney Plus is obviously owned by Disney, and Disney is an absolute powerhouse in the media world. It seems like they are a monopoly as they own ABC, ESPN, Hulu, Pixar, Marvel Studios, A&E, National Geographic, and the rights to Star Wars. This is ridiculous, as they brought in a $65 billion revenue. This could have been even higher as Disney took financial hits due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Though their theme parks were closed, their streaming services thrived as quarantined families had nothing to do but watch TV. Disney's streaming service launched in late 2019 and currently contains over 100 million users. This is Netflix's closest competition, as no other streaming service is even close to these two. While technically Prime Video has more, with over 120 million subscribers, but that's because when you get Amazon Prime in general, you also get access to Prime Video, meaning some subscribers aren't really there for the streaming service. So what's the deal with Disney? Like I mentioned in the previous video, Disney Plus is suitable for millions of people because it contains unlimited original content and it has a low price of $7 a month. But it's not really the cost that's drawing people in, it's the content. Again, Disney owns both Marvel and Star Wars, which are two of the most popular franchises in the world, and they've garnered billions of box office and merchandise dollars. Marvel contains over 20 movies in the franchise, and Star Wars has over 10 major films, and all of these are available on Disney Plus for just $7 a month. That's quite the deal. And it doesn't end there. Marvel and Star Wars are continuously pumping out new shows like The Mandalorian, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and literally tons of more shows and movies to come. These franchises are world-renowned, and the fact that these universes are still going on Disney Plus is widely attractive to millions of people around the world. Aside from these franchises, Disney Plus contains all the Pixar movies, National Geographic shows, and literally all the old Disney movies and TV shows. These programs appeal to all ages and demographics, which is just what Netflix has been able to do. Also like Netflix, Disney will continue to produce original content, which may drive even more people to the service. It's all about the content. People love rewatching shows and movies, but nothing beats new content. I believe the streaming service that can produce the most amount of new content will gain the most leverage in this streaming war. Of course, this new content has to be good, which should not be a problem as these gigantic companies give more and more budget money to these productions. Disney Plus is the clear favorite to contend with Netflix in the future due to its widely popular assets. But could a service like HBO Max be a dark horse candidate to be a notable contender? It's quite the uphill battle, but it could be possible. Last video, I explained the origins of HBO, as they started out and still are a premium cable network. They own countless Emmy Award nominated shows and are widely popular, especially in the United States. HBO soon adapted to streaming early in the game as they launched HBO Now in 2014. This version was quite normal as it contained all the original shows and a decent selection of movies, but it just wasn't that popular. Of course, their original shows like Game of Thrones carried the hall for popularity, but HBO needed a new look if they wanted to stand out in front of all these new and upcoming streaming services. So when Time Warner, HBO's owner, merged with AT&T a few years ago, this helped HBO expand its service to contain a new variety of shows from its own cable networks. HBO launched HBO Max to replace HBO Now, as this new look would have tons of new shows and movies from networks like Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, Turner Classic Movies, TBS, True TV, TNT, Crunchyroll, and DC Comics. This was a huge leap, as these acquisitions are similar to what Disney Plus has done. They both can stream several networks and franchises they own, which are widely popular to viewers. Another significant factor HBO Max was able to do this year was harbor new movies that are in theaters. Due to the pandemic, not many people want to go to the theaters, which can kill box office for new movies. So the next best option is to stream it. This still isn't ideal for film production companies, but it's better than doing nothing. HBO Max is home to movies that would be in theaters, like Judas and the Black Messiah, Godzilla vs. Kong, the new Tom and Jerry movie, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, Mortal Kombat, and the new Space Jam. This will surely be a moneymaker for HBO. Who would want to spend a bunch of money on a theater ticket, expensive snacks, and risking COVID exposure at a movie theater when they could watch these new blockbuster movies from the comfort of their home? It's absolutely perfect during this time. These movie lineups could be the X factor that brings HBO Max into contention for most popular streaming service. However, HBO Max is still quite expensive at $15 a month, and those theater movies won't be there forever. But these really are the only things holding them back. If HBO Max can keep hosting in-theater movies and addictive original content, they're going to make a ton of money this decade. There are a ton of streaming services that people enjoy and will continue to watch during the streaming era. But only a few will contend for most popular streaming service in the US and the world. These companies are battling every day with contests for lower prices, new and original content, and new benefits like in-theater movie options. Viewers are absolutely spoiled with convenience and content, which is clearly the goal of these streaming services. They are doing everything in their power to draw viewers to their service more than the other. Netflix is the all-around king with addictive series, Disney Plus is the ominous contender with ridiculously popular franchises, and HBO Max has the potential to climb with their streaming in-theater movies. These frontrunners clearly have the leverage over the others, but it's up to the other streaming services to figure out how they can compete. Most likely, they will either have to create new and original content that will draw a huge crowd, or develop a new concept or technology that could entice people to join. But who knows what that new technology could be? Virtual reality? More streaming in-theater movies? Only time will tell, but it's quite clear these services need to catch up quickly before they become irrelevant and lose the streaming war. So, has anyone won this streaming war yet? Is anyone actually winning? In my opinion, I think it's too early to tell. Netflix is the clear frontrunner right now, but it can only be a matter of years or months where a new service will take the reins. Like I said in the last video, the streaming wars have only begun.